Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to be talking about how Andrew Yang's winning of the Democrat primary is understanding why Andrew Yang will win the Democrat primary and the general election. It's key to understand the Red Queen's race. All right, so let's talk about it. The Red Queen's race is an event that happens in Through the Looking Glass, Lewis Carroll's famous novel, which is a sequel to Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Right? So the Red Queen is a character of course, in Through the Looking Glass, and there's this unusual event that happens in the book, which is the Red Queen's race. And the Red Queen is having a race, and Alice is running in that race. And Alice isn't making any progress. She's running, but she's not moving forward, right? And the Red Queen says to her, she says, it takes all the running you can do just to keep in the same place. But if you want to go somewhere else, you'll need to run twice as fast as that. Okay? So here's this. So basically the Red Queen is saying, this is my country, and this is a very fast-paced country, right? And you have to run, and you have to do all the running you can do simply to stay in the same place. And if you want to go somewhere here, you have to run twice as fast as that, right? And this has been used for analogies for a lot of different things, including evolution, right? But to me, I think it's really critical to understanding the the 2020 U.S. presidential race, right? So basically, this is why I think Andrew Yang will actually win the Democrat primary, defeating the other 16 candidates now to become the U.S. Democrat primary candidate to run in the general election against Donald Trump, and why I think he will beat Donald Trump. And the reason why is Andrew Yang is the only person in the election race that's running twice as fast. Now, why is that? Well, it's UBI. UBI is really, at the macro level, is the only new idea being discussed by any candidate, right? And so, like the one times running, running as fast as you can, it's all the standard Democrat, playbook material, right? It's free healthcare, free pre-K, free free childcare, free college, right? There's a few more in there, like basically overall climate change is in the mix, getting money out of politics. All of these are dramatically old ideas, right? They were talked about significantly, like by Bernie in the last four, and they've been talked about for a long time, right? That's the one times running. That's every Democrat running as fast as they can, talking about the same old stuff, right? Same old stuff. It's, it's just nonstop. You see it all the time. It really never changes, right? And so, but basically, Andrew Yang's specific UBI, Universal Basic Income, giving $1,000 a month to every American from 18 to 65, that is fundamentally new, right? That there's nothing like that. That has never truly come forward from a candidate at the macro level before in U.S. politics. And it's such a powerful and dramatic policy that it really actually has the chance to change things. Whereas I think all the rest of those ideas, they've already been presented to the American people, and the American people said, don't care, nope, not interested, right? Whereas I really feel like UBI, Universal Basic Income from Andrew Yang, that is a genuine ×2 running idea, right? It's the only real new idea in all of politics. It is, it's what can win the Red Queen's race. Now, when you think about the Red Queen, right? The Red Queen is indicating a red queen is indicating a chess piece, right? The queen is the chess piece, the queen, right? Now, in traditional chess, there's a white queen and there's a black queen, right? And then in Lewis Carroll's Through the Looking Glass, there is a red queen. So what do the white queen, the black queen, and the red queen, what do they represent when you think about the 2020 U.S. Election race? Well, the black queen definitely, in my opinion, represents the government, right? The government is in place, and it is doing its thing right now. It's functioning, right? And the government is in place, and it continues to function in American society. It is incredibly stable, right? We do not have an unstable government, right? A lot of people like to pretend we do, but we don't, right? We have a really strong, incredibly solid government. If you think I'm wrong, take a look at Parliament. Take a look at Italy. Italy has massive turnover in its governmental overall government structure, right? Greece, Venezuela, there are countries that just have incredible turnover in the governmental structure. We have a very stable government. So the Black Queen is the government, right? And the government, it has policies enforced, and the government has the ability to change its own structure if it can get, senators and congresspeople, justices, people in the executive branch to agree in different configurations, right? And so that is possible, right? The White Queen is the people, right? That is really important. America is run, for the people, by the people, right? And a lot of people think that politics is not responsive to the American people, and that's just not true. It's incredibly responsive to the American people. The American people aren't like any people on earth, right? For one thing, we can't be told what to do, and the reason why is we're armed. The American people, more than any other nation on the earth, are armed. The government cannot tell the American people what to do because, unlike any other nation, we're actually armed, right? So, at the macro level, trust me, right? Like, the American people truly are armed more than any other people, right? So unlike any other government, we really can't be told, the government can't dictate to us because of our fear of ever having a king again, Americans absolutely clutch with gripped hands their ability to arm themselves. And it really makes us very, very different than anyone else. Now, what is the Red Queen? What is the Red Queen in the 2020 U.S. presidential election? Well, the Red Queen is absolutely the media itself, right? The media is absolutely this treadmill that the media is the Red Queen. And guess who Alice is? Alice is the candidates, right? And the media just absolutely demands that those candidates run as fast as they can just to stay in the same place, right? And that's why I think that's why Andrew Yang is just going to pop forward and really gain some traction, because he's the only one with an actual solution that hasn't already been beaten into the ground in one or many previous elections, right? He's the only one with a truly new and unique idea, right? And the media, it really is, it's the conveyor belt, right? It's making those candidates run. And I think one of the things that's interesting is I think the media really likes it when the candidates are talking about the same old, right? And one of the biggest reasons why is when they do that, the media already knows how to handle that, right? And for instance, one of the things is with Andrew Yang's UBI, you could tell the media really doesn't know, especially the media generally does not know how to handle it, and they don't know what questions to ask him. And basically the times where you really see him shine is when he's on somewhere unusual, like Joe Rogan, I really think got him, a few other outlets. But also it is his job to kind of get the media on board and make them understand UBI, to educate them about UBI, and then to get them over the hurdle and persuade them, and then use the media to persuade us, the people, right? So I really think, so basically it is difficult to understand why Andrew Yang is going to win the primary and why he's going to win the general. But I really think the best way to understand it is the Red Queen's race, right? The media just absolutely demands that these candidates just run like a gerbil on a treadmill, right? Like on a wheel, right? And the reality is, in order to get somewhere, you kind of have to jump off the treadmill and go forward. And that's what I think UBI is. Universal basic income is jumping off the treadmill and getting some traction and moving forward. All these other ideas they're all old school. They're all ridiculously old ideas. And the other thing is, most of them, one of the reasons why the people of America don't care, like free healthcare, like I truly believe at the macro level, Americans do not care about this. And the reason why is we got the best medicine in the world, right? And we can look around and see how free healthcare really has not made, all these nations that kind of laugh and snicker at us because they have free healthcare and we don't. We've surpassed every single one of them. We're light years ahead of them, right? And so all these other ideas, it's just, it's not anything really, it's not attractive to us because nobody's made it work, right? And so I think that's one of the reasons why. So really, so I think the best way to understand why Andrew Yang is going to surge forward in the primary election, in the primary race, and then in the general election against Donald Trump is he's the only one who's running at 2 times the speed. He's the only one that can actually move forward in the Red Queen's race. That's my take. What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter. Please let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful day.